This is the infamous island called Little St. James or Epstein Island. Almost every luxury was present on this 72-acre island. From luxury resorts to private docks and libraries to cinemas, everything was there. The world's big personalities used to come and go on this island. But the truth is that under the guise of parties and vacations, underage children were misused. Reports say that some underground tunnels were also built on this island. It is said that these tunnels were built for a special purpose. Either the island staff used them to go from one place to another so that they would not be seen by the guests above. Or this was an escape route for the elite guests. The people who had a problem with this den were underage girls and their parents. But after hearing the names of these powerful people, no one dared to go against them, at least not for many years. But then in March 2005, this whole story came to light when a girl named Courtney Wilder showed her bravery and filed her first report against Jeffrey Epstein at the Palm Beach police station in Florida. In this case, the police, FBI, and other investigation agencies took all the evidence they found. The evidence included the names of important figures, their inappropriate photos, and the flight log to Epstein Island. All these evidences were presented in court, and these documents are called Epstein Files. But the question is, who was Jeffrey Epstein? Where did he get so much money from? And how did he manage to make connections with the most famous people? What else did the FBI get on Secret Island other than secret tunnels? And most importantly, was it a coincidence that the CCTV cameras were damaged that night, or was there a big power behind it? Viewers, an ordinary math teacher who soon became the richest man in the world. Jeffrey Epstein started in the 1970s from Dalton School, but his real home was Wall Street. He won the trust of billionaires like Leslie Wexner, the owner of Victoria's Secret, and began to manage his money. Friendship with the commission of millions of dollars and the elite class. Epstein established the empire of luxury bungalows from New York to Florida. But there was a dark secret behind this shining world. Epstein hunted innocent and young girls for his power and money. This is the story of a man who was a billionaire for the world, but a terrible criminal in reality. Manhattan's largest private mansion, New Mexico's 7,500-acre ranch, and luxury apartments in Paris. Epstein's royal life was no less than a dream. But his real kingdom was the island of 72 acres in the Caribbean, Little St. James, which we also call Epstein Island. To get here, Epstein used his private jet, which the media named the Lolita Express. But what happened on this island? It is claimed that the world's most famous people used to visit this island, and underage girls were targeted here. Epstein's world not only included money, but also the world's most powerful faces. Bill Clinton traveled on Epstein's private jet 26 times, including international tour. Donald Trump was also Epstein's neighbor and friend in the 90s, but later there was hostility between the two. Trump claimed that he had always refused to go to Epstein's island, but the biggest shock hit the British royal family. Prince Andrew was accused of abusing 17-year-old Virginia Giuffre at Epstein's behest. With Virginia's Prince Andrew, that famous picture went viral all over the world. As a result, Prince Andrew had to leave his royal duties. He had to settle for $16 million, and in October 2025, he was snatched the title of prince. From Bill Gates to Hollywood stars, everyone was in Epstein's social circle. The FBI found a lot of CDs and photos from Epstein's house, which created a terrible suspicion that he was blackmailing these big shots. Although the law has not yet found a client list, but Epstein's relationship is still a puzzling riddle for the world. Epstein's crimes were first revealed in 2005, when a Florida girl named Courtney Wilder showed courage and gave a statement to Palm Beach police against Epstein. The police investigation shook the world. It turned out that Epstein was not just one or two, but was hunting dozens of underage girls. And this is where the biggest joke in the world's judicial history begins. In 2008, when Epstein was supposed to go to jail for life, a secret deal was made. Attorney Alexander Acosta and Epstein's expensive lawyers together kept the victims in the dark and made a deal that saved Epstein. As a result, Epstein was sentenced to only 18 months, and surprisingly, he also got VIP treatment in jail. He worked all day in his office and only went to sleep in jail at night. After only 13 months, he was completely free. This deal not only saved Epstein, but also his powerful allies, whose names are still buried in Epstein's files. But here Epstein made a mistake. His pride and self-confidence drowned him. To save himself, Epstein expressed his relationship with powerful people, but the media caught it, and the story of the deal went viral all over the world. He thought he would buy the victims, like those girls, with the power of money. But this was his biggest misunderstanding. After taking the stand of Courtney Wilder, many other girls also got the courage, and all of them took a stand against Epstein. They started challenging this 2008 deal in court. In July 2009, Epstein's victim Virginia Giuffre filed a civil lawsuit in which she said that Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell forced her to do wrong with famous people. Let me tell you that Ghislaine Maxwell was Epstein's girlfriend who had a major role in this crime. Her job was to recruit innocent underage girls. She used to hire girls out of school on the pretext of money. After 2010, a lot of news began to come out that how Epstein bought a punishment for himself in Florida. In 2011, Daily Mail published an interview with Giuffre in which Prince Andrew was mentioned. From this, the problems of the princess began. Then in 2015, the question arose in American media that why Epstein got so much support. After years of silence, there was a big explosion in 2018. Journalist Julie K. Brown published her report in Perversion of Justice that how the system saved a criminal together. This report set fire to America. Due to this report, on July 6, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested again. This time, no secret deal worked. The court refused to bail him out, and at this point, the powerful people of the world were afraid that Epstein would now speak for everyone one by one. But before the trial began, there was news that shook the world. On the morning of August 10, 2019, Epstein's body was found in New York's safest jail. The official report said that he committed suicide, but the reality was very strange. That night, the jail cameras were off, the guards were asleep, and Epstein was suddenly removed from the suicide watch list. Now in the streets of America, only one slogan began to echo that Epstein did not commit suicide. People believe that he was silenced so that the secrets of the big names in the world are buried forever. Although the law called it suicide, it is still the biggest puzzle in the world. After Epstein's death, his closest companion Ghislaine Maxwell's eyes were fixed. Maxwell, the daughter of a famous British media tycoon Robert Maxwell, was called Epstein's madam. She was the one who helped Epstein find, trap, and train young girls. Despite Epstein's passing, the FBI continued its investigation, and on July 2, 2020, Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested from a remote farmhouse in New Hampshire. Jeffrey Epstein survived the death penalty, but his best friend Ghislaine Maxwell could not escape the clutches of the law. In November 2021, in the New York court, the heartbreaking statements of the victims made the world cry. It was found that Maxwell was not just a companion, but the mastermind of this entire trafficking network who was looking for innocent children for Epstein. In June 2022, the court sentenced Maxwell to 20 years in prison. The judge clearly stated that it was a crime against children. Maxwell is serving his sentence in a Florida jail today. After Epstein's death, a fund was created for the victims with his wealth, from which more than 150 survivors have been distributed $121 million so far. Epstein died, but his files set fire to world politics in 2025. In January 2024, the process of publishing Epstein's files took a new turn as soon as Donald Trump became president in January 2025. Trump had promised in the campaign that he would release Epstein's files. The result was that in February 2025, Attorney General Pam Bondi claimed that the client list was on his desk. But when the first phase was released, the public called it a joke because there was nothing new in it. But the real explosion happened in November 2025. The two major political parties of the United States passed the Epstein Files Transparency Act, which gave the government a deadline of 19 December 2025 to release the files before this deadline. In December 2025, some emails of Ghislaine Maxwell were published in which she was using the codename The Invisible Man. The investigation proved that it was none other than Prince Andrew who was hiding behind the codename in search of girls. In an email of 20,000 pages, Epstein's old claim emerged that Trump already knew about girls. The White House called it Epstein's lie, but new records proved that Trump had traveled on Epstein's jet more than once before. When the deadline of 19 December 2025 passed, a new data of 30,000 pages was released. But there are still more than 1 million pages left. There is a war between the court and the government. Some people want to bring the truth to light, and some are still hiding behind victim privacy to save the big names. Today, Jeffrey Epstein is not in this world, but his sins are still haunting the most powerful people in the world. Prince Andrew has lost his reputation. Ghislaine Maxwell is behind bars, and billionaires around the world are still defending their friendship with Epstein. The silent journey of a girl in 2005 has become the biggest corruption scandal in the world. The most famous and controversial structure found on Epstein Island was a blue and white temple. Nothing illegal was found inside this temple, but having a temple-like structure on such an island raises a lot of questions. When the FBI raided the island in 2019, the most asked question was whether there were secret tunnels under the island. They found some underground utilities and tunnels, but their purpose was not clear to anyone. But it is confirmed that there were underground structures on the island. In addition to this, unique statues were also found on the island, and CCTV cameras were also found on the island. Were these cameras for security or blackmailing? This question is still alive. Look at the satellite image. There is also a resort surrounded by palm trees which is connected to the helipad and the private dock. Some extraordinary medicines were also found during the raid. In these, hormonal medicines raised the most questions. It is not confirmed what their purpose was, but having hormonal medicines on a normally private island raises a lot of questions. If Epstein was alive, all these secrets would have been revealed. This was the reason why he was forced to commit suicide. And maybe that's why everyone's eyes are on Epstein Files. Epstein Files will open more. New names will be unmasked, and maybe some new faces will see the way to jail. The story of Jeffrey Epstein tells us that money and power can hide crime but can't erase it. The rod of divine justice is silent, but when it falls, the towers of great arrogance are found in the soil. I hope you will like and share this video of Docotic channel. Thank you for your loving comments. See you in the next great video.